Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday Meditation Gathering. I'm so glad you're all here to share this time together. Meditation gathers in energy when we meditate together. There's a bit of a change of plans today. We were going to have Andreas Pearl lead us into meditation, but he called up early this morning and said that he had to take his son to the doctor, so he won't be making it. But we went to plan B, and we have Teresa sitting in for us. And so she'll lead us in a meditation, and then we'll have 20 minutes of silence. And after that, we're going to open it up for sharing, and we'll end at about 10:45. Over to you, Teresa.
Okay. Well, it's lovely to see everybody. So if you could all, I'm going to read from lesson 41, and then we'll go into meditation. So I'll read through the lesson, then I'll go back to the particular paragraph that gives us gives us instructions. So if we just bring Holy Spirit in with us to this meditation, and bring Holy Spirit into our hearts and into our minds, just have a nice breath and relax your feet and your legs, relax your hands and your arms and your shoulders. Relax your jaw, and your eyes and your forehead, and take a nice breath. And see Holy Spirit is with us in the center, radiating out to each of us. And we are all radiating to each other and to Holy Spirit. Lesson 41. God goes with me wherever I go. Today's idea will eventually overcome completely the sense of loneliness and abandonment all the separated ones experience. Depression is an inevitable consequence of separation. So are anxiety, worry, a deep sense of helplessness, misery, suffering, and intense fear of loss. The separated ones have invented many cures for what they believe to be the ills of the world. But the one thing they do not do is to question the reality of the problem. Yet, its effects cannot be cured because the problem is not real. The idea for today has the power to end all this foolishness forever. And foolishness it is, despite the serious and tragic forms it may take. Deep within you is everything that is perfect, ready to radiate through you and out into the world. It will cure all sorrow and pain and fear and loss, because it will heal the mind that thought these things were real and suffered out of its allegiance to them. You can never be deprived of your perfect holiness, because its source goes with you wherever you go. You can never suffer, because the source of joy goes with you wherever you go. You can never be alone, because the source of all life goes with you wherever you go. Nothing can destroy your peace of mind, because God goes with you wherever you go. We understand that you do not believe all this. How could you, when the truth is hidden deep within, under a heavy cloud of insane thoughts, dense and obscuring, yet representing all you see? Today we will make our first real attempt to get past this dark and heavy cloud and to go through it to the light beyond. There will be only one long practice period today. In the morning, as soon as you get up if possible, sit quietly for some 3 to 5 minutes with your eyes closed. At the beginning of the practice period, repeat today's idea very slowly, then make no effort to think of anything. Try instead to get a sense of turning inward, past all the idle thoughts of the world. Try to enter very deeply into your own mind, keeping it clear of any thoughts that might divert your attention. From time to time, you may repeat the idea if you find it helpful, but most of all, try to sink down and inward, away from the world and all the foolish thoughts of the world. You are trying to reach past all these things. You are trying to leave appearances and approach reality. It is quite possible to reach God. In fact, it is very easy because it is the most natural thing in the world. You might even say it is the only natural thing in the world. The way will open if you believe that it is possible. This exercise can bring very startling results, even the first time it is attempted. And sooner or later, it is always successful. We will go into more detail about this kind of practice as we go along, but it will never fail completely. An instant success is possible. Throughout the day, use today's idea often, repeating it very slowly, preferably with your eyes closed. Think of what you are saying, what the words mean. Concentrate on the holiness that they imply about you, on the unfailing companionship that is yours, on the complete protection that surrounds you. You can indeed afford to laugh at fear thoughts, remembering that God goes with you wherever you go. So I'll go back to paragraph 6. Take another breath. Repeat today's idea very slowly. God goes with me wherever I go. Then make no effort to think of anything. Try instead to get a sense of turning inward, past all the idle thoughts of the world. Try to enter very deeply into your own mind, keeping it clear of any thoughts that might divert your attention. From time to time, you may repeat the idea, God goes with me wherever I go, if you find it helpful. But most of all, try to sink down and inward, away from the world and all the foolish thoughts of the world. You are trying to reach past all these things. You are trying to leave appearances and approach reality. Amen.
Open your eyes slowly and come back into the room. We have approximately 15 minutes left for sharing. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand or use the reactions button at the bottom of your screen and I'll take you off of mute or invite you to take yourself off of mute. And if you'd like to make a comment with confidentiality, put your message in the chat function at the bottom of the screen and I'll read it out. Vivian, please take yourself off of mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, it's good.
Teresa, thank you so much for reminding us what a lovely lesson that is. I shall take it to my monthly group at the beginning of August. That will definitely be there for part of our readings on that day. The other thing is, it was so lovely. You read it so clearly and everything. I didn't need to put my headphones on. Often the speakers, I can't hear them properly. It was just a really lovely lesson, and the way you read it. Thank you so much. It was a lovely meditation. Thank you.
Thank you. Who'd like to speak? Celia, please share.
Hello. Yes, I totally agree. Thank you, Teresa. That was just what I needed to hear today. And thank you also for, in your invitation to the Holy Spirit, reminding me that of the radiance of the Holy Spirit, and the fact that we're radiating to each other all the time. And I feel very strongly that this community and all ACIM Zoom communities have this wonderful quality of connecting on these unseen levels, as well as the speaking levels. So I was just bowled over by that and thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you. Beautiful.
I have a comment in the chat. It says, "Beautiful, Teresa. I feel so peaceful now," and a big green heart. And Lynn, would you like to share? Just take yourself off mute.
Yes, thank you. It was beautifully read.
We can't hear you. Can't hear you, Lynn. Ah!
Oh, right.
There we go. Good.
Oh, something's going a bit. Okay, I was just going to say thank you. It was so beautifully read, and as I think Vivian said, so clear. And what sort of came to me during the meditation is it talks about the separated ones, and you know, the misery of the sort of recognition of the separation, and you know, the guilt that we have for feeling that we have separated from God. But this is so reassuring, you know, God goes with me wherever I go. And so, you know, really reminding me that I cannot be separate, even though I think I'm somehow responsible for separating. It's just not possible. And yes, it was very peaceful as well. And I thank you very much for reminding me of this early lesson.
Thank you. I have something in chat here. It says, "Thank you. It was so wonderful." And I'd just like to say, Teresa, I'm so appreciative that you stepped in at the last moment. I think you had about 10 minutes to pull something together, and it was so perfect that it must have been inspired. It was beautiful. And,
thank you. I just want to say, I think I was inspired by Robert Perry once with this sinking down and all that. And I just kept a big marker on that lesson. And Yeah, when I was meditating myself, I was thinking about this sinking and also this rising, and this morning I had lots of thoughts going on before we realised that Andreas couldn't come, and I realised that my mind was really going off into the past. Loads and loads of past thoughts, and then I was jumping again into the future, and we always talk about thinking and past and future, and I was thinking about this sinking down, and then in other parts of the course it talks about rising above rising above the battlefield. And the way I'm feeling at the moment is that when I rise above the battlefield, I'm rising above my fears and looking at a different perspective. But when I'm sinking like this level is I'm sinking, at the moment, it feels as though I'm sinking within my body rather than in a spaciousness, but it is trying to get sinking down to into my mind, to where God is. So that's what I just wanted to share. And I'm so grateful that you're all here. And I'm grateful that I've got a new computer that seems to be holding up and and has got good, reasonable volume. So I'm really happy that that you could all hear me. Thank you.
Thank you. Jan, would you like to share?
Yes, I was a bit late coming on, and I saw Teresa. I was probably 5 minutes into it, I suppose, and I was thinking, it was so interesting. I thought, lovely, Teresa's doing it. And then there was this sort of egoic sort of, I wonder if somebody's, how did that come about? All this sort of, I wonder if she stepped in. No, I think they must be doing it. It's the whole story around that. But Teresa, it was so beautiful. It was so lovely. It was so clear. I love that lesson. Thank you so much. And I went into such peace. It's so beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Catherine, would you like to share?
Thank you, Teresa. That was so beautiful. And I've noticed something that I mean, I love having guest speakers, but there's something when one of us does it, I think that I just feel kind of cuddled. And yeah, so it's lovely to hear you guide it. And even before the lesson, I've had quite a tough week health-wise. And even when you were asking us to relax, I sort of felt held and supported. So I think that has a lot to say about the energy you brought to it. And also quite often it makes me laugh because Kirsty used to bring, I used to quite like it that Kirsty would always bring up the chattering mind in meditation. And I do an equivalent where I bring up, I'm triggered by the course. My ego goes, oh, you shouldn't have grievances, or quite often the course goes simply or just. And I'm like, well, hey, I'm not finding it simple. And when you read that lesson, I think because I'm putting the question out there, I'm getting answers gradually. And I just found that lesson, and maybe also the energy you brought to it, so compassionate, such an example of the course saying, this is how you are feeling separate, you are feeling this, and do this. And you may not do it perfectly, but each time you do it, there will be, you know, you will be moving forward. You will be moving forward. So, yeah, the lesson combined with your energy and your gentleness, and just glad to hear your voice. So thank you very much. Thank you. You're on mute, by the way.
I just wanted to say, I also had, thank you, Catherine. I also had a lot of gratitude because there's so much in this course that is so beautiful. And although, you know, I wouldn't consider myself, I know the course says we're all teachers and we're all students, but I don't consider myself a teacher. So I was so grateful that there's so much to choose from, because it's such a beautiful gift. This course is such a beautiful gift, and almost anything can be read, and it's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ayu, would you like to share?
Hi, thank you. So I thought I could get away with it. I'd like to share the story to everybody. 3 days ago, we euthanized our dog. The last 3 days, I've been crying all 3 days. But keep reminding myself the truth. Truth we never separated. And last night, I asked my dog to her how she's doing. She's come to visit in my dream, just to guide me through. And she came to my dream last night with a young body. But there was someone. She's a human living well. My best friend, she lives in New Zealand. We are both Japanese. I live here. We are separate, but I feel her very, very close best friend. And I feel that my dog used her as a medium, some sort. The message I got from this dream was, she said, I wasn't here for vacations, holiday. She was working. And she said, because she worked so hard, when she got up there, she made a great progress. She was very successful. And then we were talking in a sort of bare building. I was building something for. And she asked me that, what are you building for? And I said, I'm building this for people who have a disability and children, for anybody to accommodate in harmony. And she was talking to somebody on the telephone, and I knew she was talking with up there somewhere. And she said, yeah, you got a mafia in your city. And I knew in my dream, I have a mafia in my dream. And she said, you are attracted to them, to the mafia. And the dream was over. But I woke up with a so fresh, and after the deep sleep I hadn't had for a long, long time. And although I was sad that her body is disappeared, but I felt this morning, I felt so empowered, more convinced, yes, we are one. We are one. We cannot separate. We cannot separate at all. It's just a trick that the body just disappeared, just small body just disappeared from my out of sight. But I was convinced we are one. And I was like, everybody said, I'm so grateful I'm on this path. How much this path saving this life. And it is true. It is true that then I have to trust, and then trust will come to some form of a dream, in my case. So thank you to everybody in here to help my path, and thank you to everybody. Thank you.
Jill, would you like to share?
Yes. Thank you, Teresa, for the reminder and the lovely reading. Goes with you, goes with you where I go.
Sorry, Jill, we've lost you. Dennis, would you like to share?
Thank you, Teresa. One would have thought you rehearsed that all week. God is with me wherever I go. What a most important thought that is. Yet there are times when I totally forget it. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to end this meditation with, I'd like to send some blessings to Andreas and his son, who we're going through a dark period right now. If we could bless them with whatever comes to mind. Take yourself off mute and share whatever comes. I bless you in your peace.
I bless you in your good health.
Bless you in your light and your radiance.
I bless you in the still place in your heart.
I bless you in your wholeness.
I bless you in your peace.
Bless you in your trust.
I bless you in your gentle awakening. Okay, take yourself off of mute and let's show our appreciation for Teresa for stepping in at the last moment. It's really
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Teresa.
Absolutely
Bye-bye.
wonderful. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
yeah.
Thank you.
Lots of love.
That's a lot.
Bye-bye.
Mhm.